Hello everyone, my name is Ramadhana. The topic of the paper presentations for today is the impact of virtual reality app on adolescents EFL learners vocabulary learning. So it's going to be presented by me, and it's the paper itself, it's from these researchers, and this is the structures of the presentations. And right now, we're going to go to a brief introductions. So after brief introductions, we go to teaching with technology, and we're going to know about the effectiveness. Then after that is going to be my reflections. I'm going to give a brief introductions. So the brief introductions is the state of VR right now and the purpose of this study. So the state of VR right now, VR technologies allow learners to access simulated, immersive, and interactive virtual environments to perform authentic learning activities, which is good. VR has emerged as a valuable tool as well in L2 learning, that means language learning. However, VR research has tended to pay more attention to desktop-based VR than to VR via mobile rendered HMD. I don't think this is going to explain much what I'm going to explain over here, like what I'm going to present over here. So I'm just going to spice other things up. And how we're going to spice things that up, we're going to find out about this one. Let's go. And this is how we're going to spice things up. Not bad. I think we're going to add one more. Let's go. Now we're ready. Once again, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Ramadhana, and today, right here, right now, I'm going to present something called the effect of the virtual reality to adolescents EFL learners vocabulary learning. So how we're going to take all of that and know into this VR itself, then how to use the VR in this kind of context. So we're going to check it out into these introductions, and also how we're going to use the technology and then the effectiveness, and also at the end, we're going to talk about my reflections. So we all know about the VR itself. The VR is actually effective to learn more within the virtual reality environment. So how we're going to take that into the next level and take it to the world of language learning? Well, according to this article I've been explaining before, this article cites some references to the VR greatly used in the world of L2 language learning. This article currently specified things that is not most article talks about, and that is a mobile rendered HMD instead of desktop VR. As I said before, namely we know that a lot of researchers try to search about desktop VR, but not much researchers trying to see the mobile rendered HMD's VR. So this research trying to fill the gap with their purpose of study to look and fills the gap on EFL learners by using VR and try to determine their vocabulary learning. The study fills the gap using a commercial VR app, namely Monthly VR, to look and find the effects of a VR via mobile rendered HMDs on adolescent EFL learners vocabulary learning. So how we're going to teach with this kind of technology, how we're going to use it, what kind of technology that's going to have, what kind of participants that they're going to have, what kind of methodology, the tools, the Monthly VR app, and also what kind of assessments that they're going to use to measure that. So for the participant itself, there's going to be a 49 7th graders in Taiwan recruited from 2 intact class. So the first class is going to be the experimental class, where they have an experience of using VR. Meanwhile, the other class has the control groups going to only have videos to watch. So the experimental group is going to interact with the VR itself, and they're going to use a mobile rendered HMDs to interact within the virtual environments inside the Monthly VR. They're going to have a conversations with a virtual character. So the control group, they're going to watch a video walkthrough from the VR player's app, Monthly VR. So basically it's the same applications, but only use a personal computer. So there are 2 tools that are going to be used in these 2 kind of groups. The first is experimental groups. They're going to use a Samsung Gear VR, a mobile rendered HMDs, and the second one is the control groups. They only use desktop PCs to watch the video walkthrough for the VR player's app. So to know more about the experimental group's experience, we're going to have our own device of VR. And this is the device of VR that we're going to use. This is the tools for VR. It is an Oculus Quest that I'm going to use right now to imitate the kind of same experience that the experimental groups currently are going to have. So how we're going to use these tools ourselves. So therefore, let us jump into the VR or metaverse. Okay, now in the world of metaverse. I look weird. Where is the recording button? I cannot find the recording button. I think it's this one. Okay, everyone, so I'm going to go into the world of VR. Therefore, we're going to try about an applications, namely Monolith VR. So how does it look in the world of VR? So I'm going to use both of these controllers to help me navigate within the VR space. I'm now in the world of VR. So this is the applications of Monolith VR app. So over here, we can just choose this one and we can choose that we want to learn Chinese. So inside the research, they're playing scenario where the students is at the restaurant. So we're going to get inside the restaurant itself. Press this one. Now I am right now in the restaurant and this gorgeous lady come to me. So what she will do?
晚上好.
And I can just say anything with this one. What should I say to answer that kind of questions in a good evening? So they gave an options right here. So I want to know which kind of answers that's correct to respond. So let's go. 你好,你好吗?
非常好.
Okay.
你想要什么?
As you can see here, it shows feedback and they gave another one of questions, so therefore we can continue what kind of things in this kind of context to say to them. So let's say I want to order a cake. 蛋糕. Great job. 谢谢. Bye bye, waitress. Okay, after coming back from the VR, my hair is a mess. So in this research, after we know how they're going to use the technology, especially for the experimental group, because I explained more for the VR, after they're going through all of that process, they're going to be assessed by three things. The first one is a vocabulary test, the second one is the perception questionnaire, and the third one is interviews. So I'm not going to go on and on to explain the whole sum of results from this research, but I'm just going to take the results overview. The first thing that comes to our mind is how the VR effective enough than video watchers on just desktop PC. The results from this research or paper showed that VR players in vocabulary learning, also retentions, show significantly higher results rather than the video watcher. So how the VR player perception? The majority of the VR players felt that VR mediated vocabulary learning was beneficial and also motivating. The VR app contextualized the vocabulary learning with providing them a virtual environment with multimodal support. Last but not least, enhanced learner engagement through real-time interactivity and feedback. Okay, we know now about the VR players, but what about the video watchers as the control groups? We cannot let them behind, right? So this is their perception. The video watchers' feedback reveals a mixed feeling. Some felt that vocabulary learning using a video have an impact on the vocabulary learning positively, while some others report that it lacked interactivity and their attention was easily disturbed. My reflections from this research. While using VR and also video watching, VR might have some cognitive load more, or like a extraneous cognitive load more than the video watching. So that's why we need to consider how we could manage those kind of cognitive load. The second one, within the world of virtual reality itself and by experiencing by my own, sometimes we felt dizziness, eyesore, and discomfort. So that might be a thing to concern in the future research. The time of using HMD, head-mounted displays, is going to have an impact on students' learning achievement. So, like what I've shown here in my video, we can use an Oculus Quest, but they use here in Samsung Gear VR. Maybe later in the futures, they will use an Oculus Quest. Therefore, in this research, it's much more lighter, sophisticated, and have much better device. Finally, the video watching itself might impact how students engage to the video. If it's not creative enough, then might be students disengage from the video and later they get distracted by many little things. Thank you so much for your attentions, and I'm going to bid you guys farewell, and we're going to see you guys again next semesters. So it's me, Rakha Ramadhana, right here, permission to sign out, and we'll see you guys again later. Bye-bye!